This is years of drinking Persian style. Actually, thousands of years of drinking Persian style. This goes to almost prehistory, to 2000 before Christ up to Christ's time, or even some of them are even older, so they say. And it's quite interesting because in that time in Iran, people used to have parties. This is our evidence. They would drink together. Definitely was a mutual thing because you get this raitun, we call it, drinking vessel with a horse shape, comes from northeast, and the spots are underneath, so they would drink like this together. Hold it and drink, hold it and drink, the whole thing. And there's a myth behind this kind of vessels that if you hold your hand above it, it will stop the flow of liquid, which is not true because I tried it a few times. And from the same period and same style of like the prehistoric style is this kind of vessels. Look, there's spout here, put the wine here and drink together. So you see the two people together. So it's called the wedding vessels or friendship vessels. This is another raitun with the shape of the cow. And the spots are, when you drink, you have to really put your face together. Really close, very intimate, and drink together, have fun. And this is it. It's absolutely broken. The pieces are put together thanks to the collector who gave it to me. And when you look at the horns, you realize this vessel. Because the first vessel maybe humans start drinking with was a horn from a cow, possibly, because we tamed the cows earlier than any other animal. So this is the shape of the horn of a cow. And these were made in different styles with metals like brass and later on with silver. Again, head of a horse, same as this, same period. Comes from north of Iran. And what you do, you put the wine there and you drink this way. I'm going to give it a try, okay? This is a bottle of water. I'm going to give it a try. I've actually poisoned myself many times. So this is another time. Okay, I use water because this is very porous. I can't put wine really. So that's how they used to drink, was like this. Sorry. Anyway, originally it wasn't like this. It was more. Oh my. Okay. All right. So this is return. Then we get this vessel, which is very interesting. It's made of silver, comes from north of Iran by the Caspian Sea. Very tiny cup because silver was expensive and very difficult to get. And here you see the gazelle and a lion. The symbol of life, the circle of life. Very interesting, very thin sheet of silver to pour maybe a holy liquid, also drink like a shot in one go. So this is another side. And here you see very thin layer of mud survived for thousands of years. So it would hold it like this. You know, like the whiskey cups, original Scottish whiskey cups are like this. And drink like that. Oof, there's a crack there. And here, from this period, is creme de la creme. This is made of stone, very thin. It looks like a vase, but this could have been a pouring vessel or even to drink. And the shape is like here, like the skin of goat or maybe other animal. Very similar to the skirt of Napir Asu, the first queen from our area, which goes back to 3,500 years ago. She was the Elamite queen, and there's a statue of her made of bronze, massive, and she actually has a ring, wedding ring as well. So she was a very well-known, famous queen from ancient Iran. So drink from a vessel which is holy because it has this pattern on it, made of stone. And from the same period, which is like thousands of years ago, there is a drinking cup which has an amazing shape. It looks almost like a cognac glass or like a very modern wine glass, but it's thousands of years old and it's from a Mahboubian collection. I can only show you the picture. That's one period. Now let's go to the next period. Another period. And now the Achaemenids, Achaemenid و مادها Midates. I want to reveal this in this style. I will reveal what is here a bit later. This is the most beautiful period in Iran history for drinking and the mysteries behind it. And from here I have to show you the only beauty I have, which is a jar with a spout, but also turns to a vase after you don't use it, so I'm going to put it here. You can see it in Persepolis. They carry it with animals on it, beautiful. There's some of them in the museums. And now, the Achaemenids had the most beautiful phiales, or wine drinking vessels. So I'm going to show you here. So these are all Achaemenids. Beautiful. So beautiful industrial design. In their style of drinking, they would have these amazing shapes made from a single piece of silver. They beat it till this shape comes out. Look at that. And the industrial design is amazing. It had to be flat, but also it's a finger gap for the finger to hold so you don't drop it. And look at all these. Same here, again with the finger gap. And you hold it like that. And here, another one. But you hold it in the middle to drink. And this is communal. Massive plate. This is again a phiale. So you would drink together, pass it around. And this is Midates from meats, Madha. It's like a sun. You can see that. So when you pour wine in here, beautiful patterns come. I'm going to show you. So the more you drink it, the more gaps get filled with red wine. So it's a pattern like this. And also this is like raindrops, different shapes. The reason they have this kind of dents is quite interesting. It's because they believe that when you pour wine, you should move it around so it becomes like ocean. You see the waves on it. There's a little film from a friend of mine who had a massive one from the Achaemenid time, and he would roll it around properly, not like me, and you could see the waves rolling around like an ocean. And after drinking, again, the beautiful shapes. Just look at that. It's like an artwork. So you air the wine by moving it around, and then you enjoy the patterns. And this is how it happened. And also a wonder from that time, which is this cup with a sign of a bird called Homa, a mythical bird, which is right here. Achaemenids were like 500 BC to Alexander time, when he invaded Iran, the top of them. And from the time of Cyrus to Darius III over there. So we drink this style. So the mystery of this cup is when you put it, when it's empty, it drops. See? It's quite interesting. So hold on. But when you fill it with wine, the weight around it, because all just tiny pieces, see? It stops, doesn't drop. So that's the wonder of this cup. Achaemenid style. Enjoy. This is a copy of an original one. You can see it in Persepolis. They're giving it as a gift to the king. It's an amazing cup, and the handles also spout. So you pour the wine, and also when you don't drink from it, it becomes a vase to put flour in. It's very Iranian, and you can only see it in museums. The Parthians is here. Another period, almost 2,000 years ago, around Jesus Christ time. And this is when the Iranians defeated the Greeks who took over Iran, and Iran completely changed. Another group of Iranians managed to take over Iran, and they were called the Parthians. They came from northeast of Iran, and this is some of the Parthian vessels. But I forgot to mention this from the previous period. This is a metal drinking vessel, a Phiale, from the previous period. So it's much before Parthians. And as you can see, it's all about the pattern and the beauty when you're drinking. And the style is like this. So when you pour the wine in here, this base changes to a beautiful scenery, which I'm going to show you. So, like some red wine, and then, okay, that's too much, because when you drink, after you drink, you will can almost, you see the flower at the bottom coming up, showing up, and the gold color of the brass. And then again, this is a beautiful pattern of this Phiale. So drinking was not only about conversation and friendship, also about the beauty and the scenery that creates, you know, the joy of it, the art behind it. So this is from that time, and now we come to Parthians again. During the Parthian times, we have beautiful colors on the earthenwares. I mean, look at this beautiful blue, is unique. And Parthians are famous for their style of glaze, the color, the blue, the turquoise. And this is just from the same period. And funny enough, look at the technology or the design, industrial design. The cup is sort of bent in. So when you're walking and you're a bit drunk, so the liquid doesn't drop out, it goes back inside, you see? Holds it in. And from that period we have beautiful jars like this, a lot of wine or drink inside it. Also, this is a Parthian drinking vessel, very likely drinking like that and passing it around, or just holding it and then drinking, or just use it for containing different liquids or different things. Beautiful, huh? It's a cup. Even in the football games, when you win, they give you a cup, and this is it. This is where it comes from. Parthians of Iran. Also, we have this beautiful piece from that period for pouring wine. It's a fish, and still works. The glaze inside is intact, and I put some water in it, and that's how you would serve the drink. So that's the Parthian period for us. And this is definitely very Parthian. And now next. And now, Sasanians, almost like Byzantine. Byzantine? I don't know how to pronounce it. Byzantine, or whatever, you know what I mean, we write it here. So that is that period of time just before Islam. They ruled for a few hundred years, and their drinking style was different to the Parthians. Parthians were the same period as the Romans, by the way. And now we have Sasanian a bit later when the Christianity came to be. And Iran was Zoroastrian, by the way. And these are some samples of the drinking vessels from Sasanian period. They had fantastic, elaborate metalwork, especially silver, jars, cups, beautiful. But I have this sample here. This is one of the most famous shapes that appeared during the Sasanian time for drinking wine. Massive size, and you hold it like this. You can see it in some of the metalworks, and you drink it this way. And the sound is really nice. I really like the sound because of the shape. Hopefully I can make you hear it. It's like this. You can almost hear the shape, almost like a top. So this is it. And you drink it like that. And then this is amazing. You see this in Sasanian period. Look at that. There's a stag in the middle. Stag and boar were two animals very favored by the Sasanian kings. And there's a myth about once a stag brought a message to the first Sasanian king Ardashir and saved him from some problems. Anyway, you can see the shapes here, amazing work, and the shapes of hearts around it. Heart appears at the end of the Parthian and early Sasanian time, the shape of heart. And now I'm going to pour wine and see how beautiful it becomes. You see the head stands out, and you can see it trying to look at you when you're drinking, so you drink with it, with some gold work around it. But the beauty of that time is wine jars, like this one. This is from the same period, very beautiful glaze. And you see the top head is like this, and there's a reason for that. These days we decant wine from bottles, and we have something on top that makes it air a bit, makes it twist around when you pour it. So they did the same thing here. Because of this shape, it twists and comes out, so it airs at the same time. So that's the beauty of the wine jars from the Sasanian time. And that's it. Tenth century, also known as Kashan style, is this too. So what you see here is after Islam, few hundred years has passed, but Iranians still want to drink. And this is perhaps, definitely this one, and this is maybe the wine or jug they use, with a beautiful glaze, which they have inherited from Parthians, and this style which they have inherited from the Sasanians. But this cup is very rare and very unusual. As you can see, it's 10th century and it's got a cow in the middle, which was very unusual at the time. Maybe it belonged to a sect who believed in Mithraism or something. And drinks like this, because I couldn't find the same Phiales from the Achaemenian time or before, I give you the example in here that some Phiales were very shallow and small like this because they would go in one go. So it would be like the old days. They would go like, salute. They wouldn't enjoy drinking like Achaemenids. So I'm going to use the white wine because I don't want to damage this. So you see that how it stands out in this Phiale. This Islamic period, Iran. You see the color, the blue color, it looks amazing. And then the cow, and this structure is right in the middle, looking at you, standing out. See this? It's looking at you. One go. It's not very perfect. It's not a good industrial design because it's just too deep. It should be shallow, so you go in one go. I may get poisoned for this. But look at the color now. Look at that. It's beautiful. We did have liquors as well because there's some containers found from the Parthian period, this big, for distilling, to make heavier drinks with a higher percentage of alcohol. So this is not the end. I'm going to show you a vessel which I have to keep it very safe because it's very special. It's the most expensive in this whole collection. It's worth around $50,000. So this is from the Sasanian time, and I'm gonna open it very carefully. Okay, this is cut crystal, and this is a, as you can see, a drinking vessel. But this has a mystery behind it. This is one of the biggest one, and this is famous in the Sasanian period. This kind of cut glass, and it's fantastic. See, color. So the way to drink this would be you pour it with wine, put your hand here, and there's a hole right there. See? So you would drink like this, the whole thing, all the way, or hold your hand and then go for the next. So this was a very imperial style of drinking wine. A jar with a hole at the bottom, you can see. And with this, we end our story. Have to be very careful.